The first thing you realize when you open up Wireshark for the first time is just how easy it is to see what other people on your network are doing. Literally, all you have to do is run the software and you can get the IPs of everyone connecting, inspect the packets, and depending on the protocol, even intercept the actual data that's being sent. And that's just using something as simple as Wireshark. Maybe that would get you interested in, say, some kind of virtual private network where your traffic was encrypted and your traffic disguised itself by passing itself off as coming from or going to somewhere else. A middle node between you and the internet. That way, anyone spying from either side would only see the IP of the middle node. And you could pass yourself off as browsing from an IP that was different from your actual one. But wait, by doing that, you could pretend to be anywhere else anytime you wanted. You could stream TV shows that are region specific. You could access university library resources without having to be on campus. You could pass yourself off as a trusted machine while working from outside an organization. VPNs are a super powerful tool, not just for everyday use, but for cybersecurity professionals. And today, we're going to talk about how. This is another one of the most common questions I get, so I am really excited to talk about them in this video. First, at the most basic level, what is a VPN? A VPN is just a tunnel that allows you to browse the internet through a proxy server. Do you remember playing telephone when you were a kid? You get a message around the circle by like whispering from one person to the next. A VPN is kind of like that, except instead of passing a message around the circle, you just like carry one friend around with you and have them give people messages for you and then give you all their responses back. Actually, I guess in that way, it's kind of more like when two of your friends are dating, but they're in a fight, but you're friends with both of them, so they just keep sending you back and forth, like with messages to the other one. Tell her that I say this. We'll tell her that I say that, even when like they can hear each other. Yeah, I guess in that case, that's kind of more like what a VPN is. If we remember how the internet works on a very high level, it is just a wire connecting many computers to one another. So whenever you visit a website, what you're really doing is sending a request to a server, i.e. a computer that is owned by that website, on which all of the data for that website is stored. This is what I mean when I say there is no cloud. Your iCloud photos, they're not like on a cloud. That is not physically possible. That is as physically impossible as the holograms from Star Wars. Look at this. Look at this. It is light projecting from somewhere, bouncing off of nowhere. That is not how never mind. Your iCloud photos are stored on a computer that Apple owns. When you download photos from iCloud, that's really just that computer sending you back your own photos. When you scroll through TikTok, every video that you see is actually your phone asking a computer that TikTok owns for the next video. And that computer then streams that video back to you. When you upload a video to TikTok, you're uploading it to a computer owned by TikTok. This is just important to know when we think about how VPNs work, because it helps us understand how internet traffic works. Normally, the request packets we send have a sending address and a return address, just like in the mail. The sending address is the address of the IP we want our packet to go to, so the IP of the specific server that we're looking for. And the return address is our IP address. The request packets need both, so they can be delivered and so the server they get delivered to can know where to send the response back. But that means anyone listening in the middle of your connection, like with the Wireshark example we discussed at the beginning, can see who you are, where you're going, and sometimes even what you did while you were there. A VPN stops that. VPN companies own a bunch of different servers around the world. When you turn on your VPN, you can select the location you'd like your server to be in and then connect to it. As soon as you make that connection, you've built the tunnel. All your traffic is now sent through your new node friend in between you and your destinations. All your packets will be addressed to your node friend rather than to you, and all of your traffic will be encrypted. This keeps your data way safer and has the advantage of making your destination think it's talking to someone other than you. And that someone can be in whatever location you would like them to be, and this can be critical in a ton of situations. This allows you to access sites or media that may be restricted to only being able to be viewed in one region, or at least to not being allowed in the region that you're in. You can overcome Google's region-specific search results and see results from outside of your area. You can browse the internet in different languages more easily. VPNs can also act as proxies for companies or universities to allow their students and employees to log on from home and get access to the same resources they would as if they were on campus, while keeping those resources safe from the outside world, which is important because I don't know if you've noticed, but but we're in a global pandemic. It's not funny, but like if we don't laugh, we'll cry, you know? Anyway, as important as being able to work from home and access remote resources was before, it's literally integral now. It's common for companies to have data that must stay within the company. And it makes sense in that situation to configure the data only to be accessible from within the company. But now, because of COVID, the company is literally all over the place. A VPN configuration can allow companies to be authenticated, verifying their identity, and ensuring that despite the company being less localized, the data will still remain within the trusted group, without any workflow interruptions for the employees. As cybersecurity professionals, personal VPNs are pretty much the bare minimum. It's incredibly important to ensure that the only traffic coming into your network from the internet is trusted traffic. And VPNs can be a good first step in creating your own private internet access. Crypto actually has a great video on how he has set that up for himself, so I will shout him out here. But as with everything, it matters which VPN provider you pick. Do your research. I cannot stress this enough. Some of the biggest VPN providers have actually had major security breaches, and no one knows your security needs better than you do. They make VPNs for both desktop and mobile devices. I would recommend getting one of the paid ones that's usually pretty affordable, and you need to trust your VPN provider. They have the power to grant access to people who you may not want to view your identity. Some VPN companies might hand over data to the authorities if they are asked. Not that any of my babies would ever be caught dead doing illegal hacking, but it's further evidence to the fact that it matters who you choose. And for my advanced friends, here's a cute little checklist of some fun additional things to consider. Configure your VPN to start with your system. You should never be making an unencrypted connection to the internet. If your machine is running, your tunnel should be too. Enable a kill switch to sever the connection to the server immediately if necessary. Use the VPN's DNS servers. When you sign up with a paid provider, don't use your real name, and buy a prepaid gift card to use as payment. Use a tomato router configured with your VPN account so all the devices that connect to that router will also be connected through the VPN. Install the VPN's mobile app on your cell phone. This should be obvious if you already did the first one, but for the love of God, never connect to public Wi-Fi without using a VPN. Let us know in the comments your favorite VPN providers and ones you think people should avoid. Also, y'all know by now, but this video was made in partnership with Grizzly Information Security Solutions. And if you came from TikTok or the Discord server, this special hello is for you. I love y'all. Stay safe. Until next time. Every piece electrified, dance of danger in the sheets, requirement unsatisfied. Come and jailbreak me, come and set me free. Oh boy. Bro, do you ever just be putting on makeup and you're like, I'm ugly? I had all this blue eyeshadow on and then I wiped it off and now I feel like I'm just like in between. I don't like this look today. I was so hyped about the look for last week and I do not like this one. Ooh. Anyway.